Okay.
First thing, with you and Luca, congrats on the marriage.
Hasn't happened yet, but thank you.
I congratulate you for being a Twitch streamer.
No. I am not.
With your vlogs and
With Bagel, just with Bagel. Bagel makes sure I will never be a good streamer.
highly chance on the chess and taking bad games.
So what you're saying is my life is terrible. Congratulations. Thank you.
No.
I think like 8 of my mods and co-coms are in the corner somewhere. I've seen this on, Meds, Time Thief, Is Jigger still here? Did he bounce? Jigger had bounced already because they had to get rid of the luggage. But yeah, like, there's... They always pick shitty games.
I still want Halo Reach!
We played it, we had the music. That's one of the bigger generation music. Too bad.
But he kind of beat me too. I can't talk. You and your demons pressed.
I would also like to say it was not my fault that Death Road to Canada took over the entire
Bullshit. This is what I have to deal with on a daily basis, guys. Thank you for the hard time. Thank you.
Love us, don't lie.
It's actually going to be
Yeah, well, oh, thanks, dude.
human tip.
Okay.
But it's going to be the 2018 Twitch edition.
What is the 2018 Twitch agenda for myself and Tim since Emil does not stream? Tim, you want to start us off?
Well, first I'm going to finish Final Fantasy X, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice.
After that, I have no idea. And I love that way, but...
Tim will help you figure something out.
Yeah.
Something you should
figured something out.
Or team.
You all I don't oh, sorry. Let's go to
I thought about, this is probably never going to happen, but I thought of maybe streaming myself playing my keyboard.
Yo, you should totally do that.
Because I always wanted to practice, but I never made time for it, so maybe if I did.
You are so talented, Tim.
I'm not.
No, dude, you're way better than you think.
Okay, fine, whatever.
Like, you have artist mentality. You're way better than you realize. Like, how many people here?
That's the thing, is I kind of know what
Raise your hands here. How many people have seen Tim actually play piano before? Like, I know he's vlogged a couple times. He usually does it when he sees one around Magfest. A bunch of people have actually, dude. Would you say he's good? Yeah.
Have you guys?
You should do it, Tim.
There's the clip of him doing the Mario Paint.
Oh yeah, the Mario Paint compositions are really good too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are fun.
Like we use the compositions in Throne Controllers. Someone did an 8-bit remake of them all. Like, but they're all Tim's songs in the first place. So if you ever hear music in the background during the TRG challenge, like whenever someone's picked, it's either the Proton theme, Chugga theme, or Tim.
Free bands theme.
There was the one time that we had to say an Ella challenge, it was her theme instead.
Was it? It was. I'm pretty sure it was. I don't remember doing that. I don't remember you telling me to do that either.
I remember selling it to you.
She plays it.
It's been like 8 months though. So.
Sorry, I don't remember that. But yeah, no, that's so he should really do that. Agreed. Yes. As for me, maybe you should do it. I'm telling you. As for me and my streams, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing like half the day. So I literally, okay, so here's a look into what I do for fortune cookie. About an hour before I have to start streaming, I just look at my wall and I'm like, is there anything I want to play? And then an hour later, I still haven't decided. So like, the only things I have planned is we're gonna try to do a new version of game clearing this year. We did the 52 and 52 last year. This year, I think we're gonna do like 10 games per system or something like that. Because but like maybe lower band. Like I want to finish the original Jet Set Radio, and I've beaten that. I want to finish Bangai-O because that was pretty fun. So I'm gonna do this Dreamcast stuff, and I want to like knock out as much NES stuff because I have a lot of NES games left to beat. Do multi-cards count more than one? I mean, if the multiple games are marked in my backlog, yeah. Like Action 52, we counted as one game. We didn't count as
Yeah.
we beat 15 games of Action 52. I don't even remember.
That was the same.
Wait, John.
17. Something like that. Yeah. More than an inch.
Oh, wait, John.
They are technically games. By legal definition, they actually consider as a game. Who else had a question? You.
Oh, yeah. For Jet Set Radio, is it on the PC or?
I was actually pointing at him, but I'll take your question too.
Okay, yeah. For Jet Set Radio, is it on the Dreamcast or PC application?
I have both.
Okay.
I would probably do PC just for the custom graffiti.
A thing about the PC version, it's boring. Because
Dreamcast it is.
Oh yeah, no, but especially the PC version because there is a hex file error in the game code, as like I believe somewhere in the hex files there's the word save, and it's supposed to be capitalized. It's not.
This is why I hate programming. I am a trained programmer and I hate it.
I learned that the hard way. So just keep that in mind.
Cool, thank you. Sorry, now I'll take your question. Tim, why don't you speak as much for those who couldn't hear him say the question?
Usually because I can't think of anything to say. The problem is that once I can start speaking, I can never stop myself, so I always start talking. This is what happens, you know, I have to stop myself recently, myself a little bit because if I don't stop myself, it's, I don't like this, you know, I'm taking on, man, this is not even, I don't know what's good. I hope that answers your question. By the way, Pokemon Go people, there's a growl in that. Gee, how much have you
Oh, happened a couple of years ago, actually.
Yeah, wasn't that like at least a year and a half?
That's fine.
How dare you? It's alright, so don't worry about it. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you.
And John, when are you going to finish?
No.
No, here's the thing. This year, it's gonna happen this year. I'm just so sick of the stigma around it. So like, my plan is in February, because I might be leaving again at the end of January. My plan in February is to kick back YouTube again and try to balance them both. So I've got like 3 LPs ready. I have Jet Set Radio Future, I've got Star Fox 2, and I think like a Ninja Gaiden film called Vice Project Doom. Awesome! So I've got the 3 of those like pretty much ready to go. I just need to like get it all ready. So February you'll actually start seeing YouTube channel activity again. And at the very least, I want to make sure there's at least 1 episode of Superman on April Fool's Day, because no one will believe it. It won't be an April Fool's joke, it'll legit be an episode, and people will just think I'm trolling. It'll be great.
It'll be our little secret.
Yeah, it's me, so they'll be like, wait, there's an update. No, they must be kidding. I'm not gonna click it, they're just gonna download it immediately.
We only handle because we care.
I don't believe you. It is? You.
So, can we ever expect a let's play Deal with X, and if so, when?
Maybe someday, many years from now.
It's a heck to edit.
It's in predicted the title of the game, back when it was just called X.
Yeah, actually, because we were making fun of the X thing at the end of names. So you were like Xenoblade X.
I don't remember that at all.
I will confirm for Emil. Emil told me how much work he had to do for the original Xenoblade, which took, what, 3 years to work on?
It was in the works for about 2 years before the first episode actually released, and then the series took about a year to fully come out.
Yeah. So Xenoblade X is supposed to be longer.
Xenoblade 1 has exactly 480 side quests, X has 567.
Oh.
So you do literally have another 2+ years before you even see it. And the funny thing was, he was like, oh, maybe, I think one time you're like, oh, maybe it's time to finally start like working on X. And then Xenoblade 2 got announced, you're like, well, I'm done, never mind.
I was just like, if I keep pursuing the series, I'm going to be planning these things out until I'm 45.
You over there.
Since clearly that Let's Play is questioning, I'm just curious, as someone who got into Chronicles because of your Let's Play,
stopped, and I had to fight him to finish it.
That's his plan.
Two?
Yes. Otherwise known as Xenowipe Simulator 2016.
2016? Why did it go back a year?
I don't want to go like.
That's what I learned about it.
I don't want to go like too into spoilers, obviously, but
General impression's fine.
to no one's surprise, the music is amazing, the exploration is good. My biggest complaint is that there's no way to review tutorials, and it explains everything in like the first couple hours of gameplay. And it's like, okay, I was still getting used to things back then. I'm not going to remember what you told me 70 hours ago among so many other things. And it's like, I get that you have to read tutorials in RPGs. I just wish you'd let me read them again later on. And I'm like, okay, wait, how did this mechanic work again? I played through the entire game not realizing how the elemental damage works, because the game doesn't explain what the elemental flow is, and it's actually really simple. It's like water beats fire and fire beats water. So it's really simple. So the enemies have type icons on their health bars. So I was thinking, oh, you're a fire type enemy. Okay, I'm gonna hit you with water. Turns out, no, he was a water type enemy and was telling me to hit him with fire. So I played the whole game doing half damage, thinking I was doing good, and being like, man, why are these fights taking so long? I realized how it actually worked in the second to last boss fight.
Oh!
And it was only because of Gramps going, the enemy's element is now ice! And I'm like, that's an ice icon? I'm like, oh shoot, that's how it works! Sorry? I don't want to okay, I feel like time has to pass before I can make a good call on that though, but there's things...
Also, spoilers.
Yeah, and there's things I like better about 2, there's things I like better about 1, really.
Play them both.
Yes, exactly.
Buy them all.
Just play like all the Xenoblades, that's what my life philosophy is.
You've had your armor for a while. It's I used to volunteer there, doing panels. So I used to run cosplay chats when I used to actually cosplay years ago. And I did this show called Video Game Showdown, which was the original version from the show, basically. It was basically just a Nick Arcade ripoff. It was like a 2-player race version of Nick Arcade, where you had 2 characters moving down the boards instead. Emil and Tim actually came to the first airing of that, the first run of it, and Emil was like, yo, that was really good. I got offered a panel at PAX. Do you want to run this at PAX? Keep in mind that the con I went to was the small version of Otafest, where we had 30 people in the room. And then the first run at PAX East had 500 people show up. So as I always do with Drone Controllers, I worked on it until the very last day. Basically, I spent half of the con in the room working on it.
And they lost your luggage.
Oh, no, that's one of many things. The first time we were going to run it at PAX East, they lost my luggage with all my games and stuff in it. That was when I used to bring all the systems, the 360, the PS2, all that jazz. Then when we got there, we asked for a TV we could hook up the things to, and they didn't have it. So they didn't have anything we needed to run it. I had to run everything on one laptop, which was a Windows XP laptop in 2011, 2012. So it was very out of date. We started a half hour late, so people were standing outside waiting a half hour for us to get things working.
1 hour time slot, by the way.
Yeah, within a 1 hour time slot. When it finally started working, it was fine. And when we got to the finale, we had to skip early because we only had a half hour. Final Countdown starts playing, it's the final game's Pong, it's gonna be great. And then my computer crashed. So, it took 10 minutes to boot up.
I'll see you tomorrow.
We jokingly said, taking donations for the computer. We got $36 in donations. I think I donated to a humane shelter or something after. But yeah, when that went bad, I basically walked out of the room, dumped a glass of water on my head, was like, I'm never doing that again. And then Emil somehow convinced me to do it again. I don't know how. I don't remember why. But the next time we ran it was PAX West that same year, and I changed to the card version of the controls with the 10 panels in that, and it went infinitely better.
It was a mixture of our ideas, because you had the panel idea, I had the card idea.
Yeah.
We just basically got together and we're like, okay, here's what worked, here's what didn't work, here's what needs to change, and we just all submitted ideas, and that came together to make what it is now.
Oh, and don't get me wrong, things still broke. What happened in the first proper run. Like I remember like a game crashed, we couldn't load a game. Like some computer crashed, like a couple things crashed.
I think it was that we couldn't figure out how to make the game board fill the whole frame, so it only filled the
Oh, no,
corner.
that's totally what it is. So we've had two different problems with our controllers. I built the entire thing in an old version of RPG Maker, which the resolution of the program is 544 by 416. Really tiny. So most monitor projectors don't like it. So it'll either not show it or it'll show it in like black and white. And then we had a problem where like all these setups couldn't take old console port connections. Like it couldn't take an NES or anything like that. So we had half the stuff wouldn't work anymore. So we had to like, that's why we run it through a second computer. So it's a 10-minute delay, but it works. So it's just been years of figuring out what will break and fixing it so less things break until we get to a point where almost nothing breaks.
Except for that black box case that broke last year.
The black box case that rose last year, my sanity most of the time. I'll be honest, I was working on that panel up to 15 minutes before we set up. You weren't in my room, so you weren't. He was hiding. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I always seem so cynical about throwing controllers, but like when it works out with like all the hype we had this year, like it's great. I am always cynical. Hey, self-hatred.
Everybody hear that Super Trip song? Bob Logic song? That's about John.
Yo, let's take like 2 more questions, and you guys probably want to like hang out with us, chat a bit, and then go. So let's do two quick questions so you can actually go Magfest. Okay, you're literally holding a sign that says "Pick Me," so you're clearly prepared. What? Oh, that's his fault. He picks the dead people. Anyways, Tora, what's up?
I mean,
Neil, why did you do Mother Earthbound?
okay, well, Earthbound is one of my absolute favorite games, and I would highly recommend not starting with a game as big as that, because that was a really big undertaking.
The first time we met, he asked me for opinion on his LP. He sent me an episode of Earthbound, and I was on awful at the time. And I remember saying like, "Yo, RPGs are awful." And this is the thing, because there was a huge stigma and something awful where LPs really started. Like, don't do RPGs, you will regret it. They're awful. They're too long, not enough interaction. And Bill still did it anyways. It's like we're halfway through the LP when we sent me that clip, and it obviously worked out too. So
20 episodes.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, like you regret starting with that, or
Well, like, I don't regret what I've done though, but like, because I grew from that though, but it's a really big undertaking starting with such a large game. And also, if you start with your favorite game or one of your favorite games, you're gonna like inevitably like want to redo that someday, because you're just like, I wish we could go back and look at those videos. Everyone's first videos are shaky.
that's why none of mine are online anymore.
Lost media wiki.
I don't even know where to look for it.
Perhaps not.
I did not hear that. Can you say that again? Don't take forever is the takeaway from
Oh,
that.
I thought she was saying that
If she has kids before you launch Earthbound, she will hate you, is what she
I
said.
thought she was like saying that like if she has children, then she's gonna have her children hit me so she doesn't have
Well, now that you've said it, yo, let's take like I feel like that. You've hit her on a couple times too as well. Sorry, say that again. Oh, God. All right, what are some suggestions you have for me for Fortune 50? I don't believe you. Really? I feel like, so here's the problem. Papers, Please has come up in votes before, but it doesn't usually win because it's not that interesting to watch. It's a cool, interesting game to play, but like, it's mainly you're looking at the same screen over and over. How long is that? So what were your other suggestions? Someone gifted me Toho 14. I have Kobuto 5 on Switch. pick it and it hasn't actually come up in a cookie. I know that some of the sub-cookie suggestions are Toho related. So there's one person in particular that is very gung-ho about me playing Toho, which is surprising because whenever I play like Ikaruga or something on screen, I usually get yelled at. So. All right. All right, which one of you two has actually played this game before? Emil, I'm looking directly at you.
Bikini Bottom's the good one. That's the one I played.
Let him thank you from the side. Why are you all SpongeBob hipsters? Come on. Were that all the suggestions, dude? Was that all the suggestions? All right.
No.
Telltale never wins on my channel. Everyone tried to watch Strong Bad, and everyone got upset. So I wouldn't expect that. Thank you for the suggestion. Let's take one actual question too, because I feel like that was just a list for me. Yo, go. Nice. Like, comment, subscribe. Tweet me some of your videos and I'll check it out. Because like the only Toho games I've played are which is the Cherry Blossom one? There we go. I played the Perfect Cherry Blossom and I played one of the fighting games. And Rosenfreud, the Mega Man is not Toho, right? No. That's fantastic. It would have been one of the first fighting games. It was early. It was probably something like that. That's not. All right, cool. Well, that's because I picked like tournament fighters for turtles. Yo, can I be real? Like, I don't feel having so many fighting games because like half my list is for like TRG challenges, is fighting games, and no one plays half them. Like, anytime a few fighters around games show up, no one knows what that is. Yeah. Dude, if you see me in the game room, I'm down for roll building. Like Double X is where I used to play. I haven't touched Axiom 4. I was a main for the longest time at university, but we usually played around Reload, and I think when Order Solver introduced, we kind of stopped. And I haven't played much of Sign, or even, it's not Revolver, what's the, Revolver. Yeah, so I haven't touched much of New Guilty here, but I played it 8 days. If you see me around and I'm not busy, I'm probably down for around. Yeah, that's the problem, is when I'm not busy. Any of the Arc System games are really good to pick up. You know what, I'm going to suggest that anyone who wants to learn a fighting game, pick up the Dragon Ball Z game that's coming out in like a month or two. It's Arc System Works, so it's the Blaze Blue and Guilty Gear guys. And it looks ridiculous, so it'll probably be fun to play. Look at all these like fighting games that are really steep learning curve. So here, okay, we can do this. All right, we're going to do questions. If anyone has anything you want to like chat or something, we have to make a line. I feel like everyone's already lined up. If you want to just kind of wrap around, we can do it like this.